How about the top teams in the NFL? I've got an added bonus for you this week. I'm going to do the top 8 because I actually think there's 8 teams that have distinguished themselves and are the upper echelon of the NFL this year. Okay, are you ready? In 8th place, I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger now is 174 years old, but he's a youthful 174. He's still really hard to sack. When he drops back to pass, he has the ability to stand there, to move his walker around at the right moments, avoid being hit. Ben Roethlisberger sometimes, one of the things that I like about his game is that he can hold the football in one hand and also hold one of those big oversized turkey drumsticks in the other. Stop, take a bite, look around, stop, take another bite, and then throw the ball deep to Antonio Brown. That's like 90% of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Occasionally he mixes in Juju Smith-Schuster and a little strip of bacon. That's the entire offense for Ben Roethlisberger. That's after he gave up sexual assault a few years ago. So now he just eats a lot of meats and he just gets tackled all the time. All right. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in 8th place. I had them ranked higher. They were awful against the Jags and fortunate to win. And they were also really bad against the Denver Broncos. As a result, I've got them in the 8th spot. I'm curious to see how they do this weekend against the LA Chargers. In the 7th spot, Houston Texans. We already talked a lot about the Houston Texans. I like Deshaun Watson. I like the defensive line and what they're able to do with Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless, and J.J. Watt. I'm a little bit questionable on their secondary. I'm not sure they've got great secondary strength, but they are able to put enough pressure on the passer that a lot of times it covers up their weaknesses in the secondary. So I like what the Texans have done. 8 wins speaks for itself. In the 6th place, I've got the Chicago Bears. The Bears, I don't believe in Mitch Trubisky. I understand some of you out there are like Mitch Trubisky's the second coming of Jesus. He's the best quarterback in Chicago since Jim McMahon and Mike Tomczak were combined together and created this unbelievable wonderkind of a quarterback in Mitch Trubisky. He can run really well. He's mobile. He's deceptively fast, which is what they say about every white person who is able to run. Oh, look, he's deceptively fast. I don't even know what that means. I don't know how you're deceptively fast. Like you're either fast or you're not. You either run quickly or you run slowly. You're either fast or slow. I don't know how you're deceptively fast. I guess maybe the whiteness is the deceiving part. It's a little bit like camouflage. Mitch Trubisky, he's a little bit like Blake Bortles to me. Tries to go deep all the time. Often throws interceptions. Runs better than he throws. I don't get it, but I got the Bears in the 6th place. In number 5, the LA Chargers. Phillip Rivers put together the greatest passing game we've ever seen from a quarterback in the history of the NFL. He throws the ball like a shot put. You ever notice that? Like Phillip Rivers does not extend his arm, yet it somehow works for him. He is incredibly accurate right now. He's got the number 2 overall QBR in the NFL. I think he is on a fire. I've been on the Chargers for a while. We'll see exactly how good they are this weekend. Melvin Gordon got some issues at the running back position going on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I have them in the 5 spot right now. They always say, like, oh, Phillip Rivers wanted to go to Alabama and Auburn, but they didn't offer him a scholarship. I'm like, did you see the way he threw the football? If I saw Phillip Rivers throw the football, would you give that guy a scholarship at quarterback? Can you imagine walking into the quarterback room at Alabama or Auburn and risking your coaching career on a guy who shot puts every throw like he has Tyrannosaurus arms? I wouldn't want to sign that guy either. So the fact that NC State took him is not surprising at all. People are like, how'd they overlook him in Alabama? Well, he throws like he's got Tyrannosaurus arms. That's a negative. I don't know when they do the evaluations and you are like, well, does he extend his arm when he throws? No. Has Tyrannosaurus arms. I'm not offering that guy a scholarship. I'm not losing my job over Tyrannosaurus arms. In the 4th spot, we got the New England Patriots. Just when you think they're dead, they're like a killer in a movie or horror film. You think they're dead. They lose to the Lions. They lose to the Titans. They lose to the Jags. They can't beat anybody. The freaking Titans blew them out 34-10. Made me lose my mind with optimism, thinking maybe the Titans are actually going to be decent. And then what happens? It turns to December, and they turn immortal. Nobody can beat them until they get to Foxborough. Once they get home field advantage in Foxborough, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to be in Atlanta. I just go ahead and pencil them in every year. I wish we had a different team, but it's not going to happen. Right now, I've got them at 4. Good stat for you. Sony Michel, Rob Gronkowski, and Julian Edelman have only played 2 games together complete. The Patriots scored 35 points in each of those games, and we're 2-0. Also, in the 3rd spot, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs. People are like, oh, the Chiefs, they have no defense. And I say to you, if you score 50 points a game, in the AFC, you're going to be in the Super Bowl. All right? Defense doesn't matter. Defense doesn't win championships anymore. Kansas City Chiefs, great stat for you that would make the home field advantage sound like it might not be as ideal. The last time the Kansas City Chiefs won a home playoff game, 1993, 25 years ago. Do you know, I didn't have my driver's license yet. I was 14 years old. I was a young pup. I was in 9th grade. Do you know who the quarterback was then? Joe Montana. You want to blow people away with a bar fact. Joe Montana was the last quarterback to win a home playoff game in Kansas City. My God, that is unbelievable. Most of you watching and listening to this right now, I bet were not even born when that game happened. Number 2 spot, the LA Rams. The Rams are the second best team in the NFL right now. I love Jared Goff. I like Todd Gurley. I'm in love with Sean McVay. I love his girlfriend even more. The Rams are the second best team in the NFL. And in my number 1 spot, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I already bet on them, future odds on the show. Lock it in. It's the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are the best team in the NFL. Anybody arguing otherwise has not been watching the NFL. I actually believe there are 3 teams. I gave you the top 8. There are 3 teams that have distinguished themselves the most so far this year. The Saints, the Rams, and the Chiefs are the 3 best teams. And they also provide further evidence. Guess what? Defense doesn't matter. My top 8, Saints 1, Rams 2, Chiefs 3, Patriots 4, Chargers 5, Bears 6, Texans 7, Steelers are in 8th place.